I'm sitting on Anderson Island. The ferry just started, so I could rush over and be around 3. If we want to do the service later, we can do that. But exactly. But I'm happy to be here. I'm so grateful for the crew that helped us get us all online here. So everyone's been really busy for several hours. And me and Olivia Newton-John, we're tight like this. So she offered to do that song, even though she has passed away. I appreciate that she did that. Our voices are sort of similar. So I always loved her. So play. I have been paid to play most of my life. When as a career coach, people would say, I've been taught to ask people, what did you do when you were young? And then try to find out what they were interested in doing, and see if we can move that into some kind of career. So if you would ask me, I would say play. I played sports. I swam in the pool. We played in the river. I did a lot of playing. Music, drama, all those things are things I did. Well, I went into youth ministry, and you know what you can do in youth ministry? You can play a guitar and you can sing and you can lead singing and you can do special songs. And you can play games with the kids, and you can do skits, and you do interactive lessons, and then you take them to Disneyland, right? So that is kind of what I did a lot of my career. And then I became the director of campus ministries at Westminster College, and I was there for 7 years. And I did retreats, so as many retreats as I possibly could do. And I took students, because we were in Utah, I took them to like Arches National Park or Canyonlands, different places in Utah, those fabulous national parks. And I would do retreats, and we would go out and do yoga on the sand, hiking, getting to know each other, doing team building and stuff like that. And I consider that all play. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. Oh, and then I had this summer camp staff job where I was a camp counselor, and then I became a lead counselor. Then I became a coordinator where I oversaw them. And basically you get up in the morning and you play until you go to bed. So I know it's been tough. Then I became a teacher. And so you go, well, teaching's tough, but I taught outdoor recreation leadership. So again, play. Currently I am now coaching at Steilacoom High School, which is right across the water from Anderson Island. I coached volleyball, and I just finished boys swimming, and then now I am doing girls softball. So again, play. And I'm substitute teaching for the district as well. And I just picked up a 5-week gig where I'm teaching science. And so if I'm going to teach science to 6th graders, I'm going to figure out how we play with science. So that's kind of been my life. Play. So I get paid to play. It's been a wonderful thing. From Proverbs, not Proverbs, it's not a good book in the Bible, but Proverbs 17:22, it says, a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. I'm going to say it again. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. I love this book by Elena Aguilar called Resilience. And so I'm going to pull again from that because she has a chapter on play. And it's the idea of just, it came out at such a good time there, right around COVID and after, when people were struggling. It's kind of meant for teachers, but there's so much that really fits for any kind of community that you're in. She talks about the benefits of play, and I just want to touch on those. It relieves stress. A lot of the stuff is not new, but I just want to touch on it. So we know that when we're out playing, it's one of those things like laughter and stuff where it releases the endorphins in your body, which is the feel-good chemical. And I think that was what the point that she made that I thought was so interesting, is that even thinking about past playful events does the same thing. It releases those natural chemicals. So if you can't get out and about, you can just go back and visit. Like I can visit the times I've been camping, or visit the times I was out hiking, visit the times you're hanging out with friends and having a good laughs and stuff like that. You can revisit that and get your endorphins moving as well. We know that play often improves the brain function. It helps memory problems. What? Oh, where was I? No, just kidding. So playing helps with the brain function. it stimulates your higher order capacities. So even when I'm working with my students and we're doing something, I say, now we're going to create such and so. And I'll say to them, this is actually a higher order brain function, because when you start creating, you're using deeper and better, I mean, deeper, we're just going to go with that word, deeper brain chemistry to do that. It's not surfacey, it's deeper. And so that idea, even of play, when you're playing, you're creating as you move along. So that is one of the ways that it helps create function, your brain function better. It improves relationships. Sharing laughter and fun can foster empathy with each other, as well as compassion and trust, and of course, intimacy between people. So playing doesn't mean you have to go out and throw a softball back and forth, although that can work, but it can be as simple as playing Scrabble together, bananagrams, playing word games back and forth, trying to rhyme words or whatever you're doing. Those are things that can help improve a relationship. I talked a little bit about the brain and the creativity, but again, the playing boosts creativity. And I just want to touch on that again, because I want to think of Calvin and Hobbes, the cartoon, where the boy Calvin and Hobbes, his tiger, they go out and they play games. And their style is they make up rules as they go. So they'll be like, one will hit the ball and then they're like, okay, you have to run. You have to do 5 twisty twos before you go and grab the ball and throw me out. And then it's like, okay, well, now you have to do 5 flips, and they make up rules as they go along. And so they're not only playing, but they're creating. And so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be able to create games. My son was so good at that growing up. In 6th grade, I remember he had his birthday party, and he had, I don't know, about 8 kids come over for his birthday party. And he made up games for the whole party. They were going to come and sleep over and everything, but he made up all these games. Yeah, now he's a professor at Columbia University. So see, that playing can move your brain, get you going. I'm sure there's a connection there somewhere, but it boosts your creativity. Another thing is that it keeps us young at heart and energetic. And I know some people, when they get to a certain age, they go, oh, I'm old now, I can't play. But again, play doesn't have to mean that you're running around, but it actually, once we start playing with each other, it's that spontaneous playing with each other, that the interaction and the laughter and the things come on. Even just sitting around a table and playing a puzzle with someone. I don't know about you, but when I'm doing a puzzle with my sister, all of a sudden we start talking gibberish, or we start singing silly songs. We also maybe have deep conversations, but it's just a very goofy time. And, you know, and we're just sitting there doing a puzzle. I like the saying by George Bernard Shaw. He says, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. And of course, I mean, many of us have heard that, but I still really like it. I think it really drives home the point. Being playful boosts our energy and our vitality. It also improves our resistance to disease. We live longer. And they did a study on bears in Alaska. And I don't know how they did that, because I didn't do the research on it, but it was interesting. They had bears, and the bears that played actually lived longer than ones that didn't. So again, if you want to live longer, I recommend going up to Alaska and playing with the bears. Exactly. Okay, maybe that's not what they meant, but so how do you use play? That's where I want to focus a little bit. I brought some friends with me today. So how do you use play? And one of the things is you can make a list of things that you like to do, right? And then you can pull from that list and hello. Hi, I'm Alfredo, like the sauce. I have some jokes to tell. Do you want to hear my jokes? Yes. He's pretty excited about that. Okay, well, these jokes are all Bible jokes. I'm going to ask them, and you can shout out the answers because I can kind of hear you, okay? Okay. When is medicine first mentioned in the Bible? What do you think? I don't know. When God gave Moses 2 tablets. Get it? 2 tablets? Like, oh, never mind. Okay. Another one. Who was the smartest man in the Bible? I don't know. Who? No, not who. Abraham. He knew a lot. Okay, you guys are sharp. Okay, this one's kind of long. Okay, get this. So a lawyer gets diagnosed with a terminal illness. That's sad. Yeah, it's a joke. Oh, okay. On his deathbed, he asks for a Bible. And the hospital staff thinks he has become religious now that his end is near. The doctor notices him going through every line carefully with a grave expression. So he asks, "What are you doing?" And the lawyer looks up and says dryly, "I'm looking for a loophole." Ha! Loophole, get it? Okay. Last one. How did the 12 disciples get around? They drove a Honda because the Bible says they were all in one accord. Ha! That's my job. Come see me. I'm here every night. Bye. Alfredo, like the sauce. Thank you, Alfredo. And he will be here all night. So if you can make it over here to Anderson Island on the ferry, you can hear him do more jokes like that. Plain. So jokes, just jokes. In the class that I'm teaching, the science class for 5 weeks, I get in there and I say, what do you want to continue doing that your teacher did? And every single class says, joke of the day. So they do this joke of the day thing. So when I walk in, oh my gosh, what a way to start a class. I go, okay, who's got a joke for us today, right? I don't even have to come up with them because they all come up with them. And all of a sudden we start this class, we're all focused. Everyone wants to hear the joke. And then we tell the joke, there's some laughter. The energy in the class is already raised up and we're kind of unified. I'm like, okay, this is great. I love this. Other things that we can do at home. Oh my gosh, play with pets. Play with your pets. Pets are great. Play or create music. You can see I have my piano here, but we found out it doesn't work so well through the Zoom environment. So again, I will be here all week. So if you want to come down and get a personal concert, get the ferry over to Anderson Island and we'll have a concert. Playing, creating music. So even, putting on the radio, if you don't play an instrument, play the radio, right? Play your voice in the shower. That is super fun. You can hear the echoes and we don't care what it sounds like because you're in the shower and anything goes in the shower when it comes to singing. Dancing's fantastic. It's another way of playing. And I can just dance, sit and dance. Come on, all you out there that's interactive, get your little boogie on. Bum, 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 bum. Charlotte, come on. Bum, 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 bum. Eva, come on. Dun, 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 dun. Star, I see you. Get back there. Get going. Okay. So dancing, watching funny videos. Oh my gosh, I don't do much of like video watching and stuff, but they started, putting them on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook maybe 5 minutes a day just to kind of check in things real quickly. And now they have those little videos that they do. So I start watching them and oh my gosh, the funny ones, I'm like, well, this is fine. And then I feel like I'm kind of addicted, but the reason you feel that way is because it's getting your endorphins going, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a few and then I'll move on. But it's like, oh, this is exciting. This is fun. Just, this is cute, right? And just a quick little boost you upper instead of having to take some more ibuprofen. I'm just going to get in there and watch a few videos and get giggling, right? So funny videos, definitely. Playing games with each other, even on Zoom, like when during COVID, and I would meet with my son who lived in New York City and my sister who was in California and I'm in Washington, and we would get together on Zoom and play games, just little board games, right? So anything like that is great. Okay, that's just the idea of playing, right? Just playing, right? When you're around the house or do whatever. But here's some other things you can do. Now, if you're a chairperson of any kind of committee in the church, get this. Incorporate play into your meetings. Any kind of lessons that you're doing. There's things that they call icebreakers where you open up and it's not just a question like, okay, we're going to go around and we're going to share our favorite ice cream. And then everyone goes around and you're like, okay, that was stupid. I mean, no, I mean, it was, I mean, you know, you listen to 3 people and then it's kind of like, okay, I'm kind of bored, right? But let's say you, like a question like this, like if you could swim in any liquid, what would it be? I did this I didn't come up with it, but someone did at one of my staff meetings. And my principal's like, red wine. And the people like, warm hot chocolate. You know, and then so then you get these images and it's funny and you're doing something that you normally wouldn't think about. And so that can be an icebreaker where it raises up the energy and brings the laughter together. And that's a way of creating play. In your worship service, right? How do you want to create play? You have Cindy Akana come with her puppets and then you get a little playing going there. But I always love this in classes where I would like, you have candy bars or whatever, and then you ask questions like who, blah, 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 to see if they remembered something. And when they say it, you just throw the candy bar out to them and then everyone's excited because then they're paying attention because they want those candy bars at the end. It's just simple ways to incorporate play into some mundane meetings. And church is not mundane. So I don't want you to put that. I'm just talking about like meetings sometimes can be quite mundane. So we're going to do a couple games here and Oscar's going to help me. So, oops, get your little shirt fixed there, Oscar.
Hi, I'm Oscar the officer. Black Lives Matter. Yep, that's right. Okay. What do we want to play?
Well, let's do the hawk game.
Hawk?
Yes, the hawk game. And we'll do it.
Okay.
And then we'll have the people ask the people out there to do it.
Oh, okay.
So it goes like this. One of us starts with 1 haw, and then the second person has to do 2 haws. The third person has to do 3 haws, and you go back and forth. You keep adding a haw. No, you have to just say 1 haw.
Oh, okay.
So the idea though is not to laugh while you're doing the game.
Oh,
yeah. So I will go ha,
ha, ha.
That's it. Then I go ha, ha, ha.
Ha, ha, ha.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I laugh, so I lose. Yes. So I lose because I laugh. So let's give them a couple minutes out there. Get a partner. Get a partner. Don't make me come over there. Okay. So get a partner and turn to your partner. If you're really uncomfortable doing this, you don't have to do it. But if you can, then one of you will start. Ha. Ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha. Ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
I can't help it. It cracks me up. Okay, so try it with your partner. See if you see if you can get someone laughing. Somebody give me the thumbs up sign when you're done. Okay, I heard some laughing out there. Why are you moving your lips?
I don't know.
I heard some laughing out there.
Yes, we did.
Okay, the really cool thing about that laughter and the talking I'm hearing is that it's doubled. So it really sounds exciting out there. So I wish we were there.
Yes, we wish we were there.
Okay, so I have another little game. I pulled this off of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, I love Whose Line Is It Anyway?
It's a fun show.
Yes, it is. Funny.
Yeah. Okay. It's the question game. Oh, they're still giggling. I like that. Okay, we're going to demonstrate the question game. You can only talk in questions, but you're trying to have kind of a conversation. So you want to make sure that they're related. So I would start with a question, or someone starts with a question, and then the other person does a question, and you go back and forth until someone makes a statement or can't come up with a question.
You want to start?
Why wouldn't I want to start?
Well, oops, I made a mistake.
See, yeah, you did. Okay. You want to play the question game?
Oh, is that fun?
I messed up too. I'm not doing very good this morning. Neither of us are.
You're bad.
I know I'm bad. Okay. We'll start again. What do you think of this weather out here?
What does it look like?
Does it look like it's going to rain?
Does it look like it's gonna snow?
Does it look that cold?
Do you think?
Okay, we're getting a better hang on it there. Yeah. So I want you to pair off with your partner again and try the question game.
Try the question game. I'm ordering you. Bing. Black Lives Matter.
Okay, are we kind of coming back together there? Good, I love what I'm hearing.
Are they done?
Does it sound like they're done?
Does it look like they're done?
Can we see them?
This is silly. Question game. Question game.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Okay.
Anyway, I'm Oscar the officer. Black Lives Matter. I'll see you later. I too am here all week.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, thank you very much for playing. I heard the energy and the area moving up and getting larger. So I liked all of that. So now you know every time you come together with your worship celebration, you can start with the question game and just have your person get up there first and go like, "Are we ready?" And then people have to have questions and ready to go. And anyone new would be like, "What's going on here?" Right? And that would be a question. So you're good to go. So incorporating play into your meetings, icebreakers, just name games, contests, things like that. The last thing that I want to touch on in ways to incorporate play is to create art. And, you know, there's a variety of us that do art maybe by ourselves. Like I'm a musician, so I write songs. And when I'm doing that, I'm singing at the top of my lungs on that piano over there. But you know, so whether you're playing an instrument or whatever, that you can create art that way, drawing, painting, dancing, all of those forms of art. But I love the idea of creating art together. Super, super cool. And the one example I just thought that turned out so nice was right after 9/11, and I was the director of campus ministry at Westminster College in Salt Lake City. And we actually did these worship services, and it was kind of played off of Whose Line Is It Anyway? It was an improv worship service. So we have somebody who was a pianist and singer, and we would give them some kind of, okay, blah, blah, blah theme. Here's your theme. And then they would sit down and play a song and make it up, right? And so we would do little games, but it was centered around whatever the theme was that we were doing. So it was silly and fun, but yet it was also really a cool way to be worshipful. So right after 9/11, I got this big canvas and I put it down on the floor, and we all had acrylic paints. And we had talked about 9/11. People had shared some of their stories. We were doing this whole service just in remembrance of the people that had died in 9/11, the people in the buildings, as well as the first responders. And so after thinking and talking and stuff like that, we just opened it up for people to paint on this canvas. So we sat around this canvas and we were just painting anywhere on the canvas. And it was absolutely beautiful. All these different colors, but different shapes and different, you know, it was like a painted collage, you know, it was very, very cool. But when we were done, then we went around and we talked about, each of us shared what we had painted and what it represented for us. And that was the really touching tender point of that. One student had lost a family member in the horrible event. Others, had people in the area. There were some that lived close by at the time. So to share the stories was really, really powerful. And yet it came out of this art. And so what it did with the playing together of that and creating was to really bring a bonding time for us. And it was a healing time for us. And especially for the people that had, relatives that had been in that, to be able to share that. So it was a very, very powerful time. So in closing, I was going to move into meditation. Is there like a song we want to do before, or can I just go into the meditation? I'm going to move into the meditation then. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. And draw your attention to your breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in like a pig. That's how you turn it into play. Don't have to do that, but you can turn anything into play. But just connect with your breath. Breathe at a slow pace in and a slow pace out, and just recognize that that is life that is entering your body, circulating through your body, through all of your limbs and through your organs, and circulating and coming back out. Just paying attention to that. Now I want you to think of some place where you want to incorporate more play. It's either within a relationship, something that you're doing by yourself to rejuvenate yourself. Is it in some kind of group setting? Pick a place where you want to incorporate more play. Identify what that is. And as you're thinking about that, I want you in your mind to think of things that you could do. So I want you to actually identify a list of 3 to 5 things that you could do to incorporate play. Do you want to add music? Do you want to add dancing? Do you want to add joke telling? Do you want to add board games? Silly games? This could even be with a child or grandchild. Do you want to make funny faces with them? How do you want to be silly? How do you want to play? And now as you make that list, I want you to think about, what is it that you want to get from that play? What do you want to nurture within you? Do you want to nurture more happiness, more joy, more connection with somebody? What is it that you want to nurture? Feeling more freedom, feeling more alive, working beyond depression, something that you might be struggling with. What set an intention out there? So I want you to look at your intention and I want you to look at your list. Can you bring that together? If my intention is to just feel more alive, what are the things that I picked that I can do that's going to make me feel more alive? Put that together. Pick what your intention is and pull something from your list and bring it together and say, okay, this week I'm going to try this. This week I'm going to try this and move towards the intention of whatever it is that you're wanting to seek. Where do you want to incorporate play? And then we're going to move into a song.